Hello, my name is Rosanamod, and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Want to modify your life? That is corny, but I'm going to keep it in there. This variety show brainstorms solutions for everyday challenges, unlocks your secret potential, think outside the box with creative ideas that improve your business and your life. Get inspired with special guests, get motivated with how-to projects for the whole family, and learn that life is too short for anything less than being happy. Laugh with me or at me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to laugh. Hey everybody, this is Rosanamod, and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. As long as I could remember, now for those of you who know me or who have heard my other podcast, I don't know if you're just joining in, I'm going to have to tell you, I was born in Uruguay, South America. I was raised in Brooklyn, New York, so I don't speak with an accent really because I got to New York when I was about 5. My parents didn't speak any English. I learned from watching a lot of television shows like Bozo the Clown and Wonderama and Zoom. You know, what else? Sesame Street and Electric Company and all those great shows, right? All of those things, you know, contributed to who I am today. Part of it is not understanding the language until I was about 10. I don't think I comfortably spoke English until I was about 12. 10, I did understand and speak it, but there were a lot of words that I didn't understand, simple words like the word naked, and I did put that out in YouTube. I have a channel, rosanamod, on YouTube that is titled, there's a series called School Sucks, and it's a little animated series of myself, you know, and the real occurrences and real things that I went through when I was in school, in elementary school, all the way up until high school, really. I was bullied. I was a victim of countless attacks, physically, verbally, emotionally. I didn't, understand why I didn't feel like I fit in. Now, in retrospect, I do, but at the time, you don't really understand that. You're a kid, so you don't really get it, right? You just think there's something wrong with you. But I always had this resiliency that fought against that. So maybe I didn't fall into so much of the trap of victim as much as other kids, maybe. I do remember the attacks. Even now, years later, I still remember the attacks. But has it affected me negatively? Probably. But it isn't something that slowed me down in respects to, making any kind of accomplishments or not getting to any goals. If there is, I wasn't made aware, or I'm not aware to you about this, and others already know about, what's going on. You already know that my whole life I have been a magnet to, or I thought I was a magnet to drama and to trouble. And my reflex to being attacked, which probably is from my being bullied and to be made fun of or to be cornered or observe where it's coming from. I understand the psychology of where it's coming from. And being a writer, I write everything down. So I have a journal. And in that journal, in those dates, I keep track of the things that happen to me. So I refer back to that whenever I get into a problem in my life. And I say, is this something that I did? Or is this something that's being done to me? Should I be aware of this? Is this, something that I should pay attention to? Or is it something that I should just forget? It's not important. Or is it important? I don't know. So I know that that's a lot to throw at you. Let me try to make it simple. With all the things that have happened to me in my life, most of my friends have always said, how do these things constantly happen to you? And I always wonder, I believe in the law of attraction. So is it something that I attracted? Is it something that I asked for unknowingly? Is it a subconscious effort on my part to invite negativity into my life without really consciously being aware of it? I don't know. But the truth is, I was labeled a troublemaker. Now, if you think about the word troublemaker, you get negative connotations, correct? It's your first instinct is to think, troublemaker, oh, that explains it. She's a troublemaker, right? I used to think it was negative, but the more that I think about it, and if you think about it with me, let's break that down. There's nothing wrong with being a troublemaker. Is it a person who rebels? That's another word. Is that a negative thing, rebelling? Is a rebel a negative thing? Think about that word too. because it's right in the same line as troublemaker. A troublemaker is a change maker in the positive way to look at it. It's someone who, he's the whistleblower. That's the troublemaker. He's the person, or she's the person, who stands up in the face of something that maybe she or he doesn't like, or sees something that she or he doesn't feel is fair, and they push back. They defend themselves when they're being talked down to, when they're being singled out, when they're being picked on, when they're being made to feel insignificant, when they're being spoken down to. There's nothing worse than that. Being that troublemaker, or being that person that rebels against whatever it is that she needs to defend herself against, or what she feels isn't fair. There's nothing wrong with that. Embrace the troublemaker and embrace the rebel in you, okay? Embrace those people, because those are the ones that are going to defend you. Those are the ones that are going to stand up for what's right or what they believe in. Those are the ones that are not afraid. Very strong point to make, I think. Very strong trait to have, I believe. Especially now in this day and age where everybody's afraid of everything, where political correctness has gotten so out of hand that you can't even say anything to somebody, or you can't even wear something, or you're being told not to, or be careful. Why? No, I'm that person that's going to wear that shirt that says F your feelings, because I really don't care. I'm going to say whatever I want to say, and if you don't like it, you need to look at yourself and see why you don't like it. We can't live our lives constantly being afraid of hurting people's feelings, because it's like I said in the other episodes that I've had, or I don't even remember which episode it was that I mentioned it. I think it was the fear episode. Like, you're not going to please everybody. You're not going to appease everyone. There is going to be an audience that's not going to like you. So that's life, right? Okay. Take that into real life. You're going to say something that's going to offend somebody. They're not going to like it. You might tell a joke and everybody laughs except this one person who's going to say, wow, that's offensive. Well, you know what? You're not going to knock me down because you don't like that joke. You can leave. You don't have to listen to it again. I'm not going to apologize for it. Everybody's different. This is what I think is really important to remember. So back to the troublemaker. I have a lot of ideas. I'm always constantly sparking. I see things and I immediately know how to fix it. I'm not the person that management will look at and say, she's got a lot of ideas. She's really smart. Let's give her a shot. I'm not that one. I'm the one that they push back, and bore to death, and move up other people that they think are non-threatening. Let's just face it. Because the ones that don't do anything are the ones that are non-threatening. You don't want to put somebody who's threatening under your, in a higher position, because that person might end up taking your job one day. Let's just look at it the way it is. I've worked in corporate America long enough to know that that is exactly what happens. I automatically question everything, because when I don't, I feel like I'm not doing my job, I feel like what I'm doing is escaping out of it and taking the lazy way out by not doing anything. That's why I think people don't fight back and they don't push back. When things happen, they recoil and they ignore it and they hope it goes away because they don't want any trouble. They don't want any problems. So does that make me a troublemaker because I complained? Some of you might think, yeah, she's a troublemaker. Well, you know what? The one who says something is the one who gets things done. If you're going to sit there and not do anything, then what the hell are you there for? You're the one that's causing problems for everybody by not saying anything. You're making it harder for everybody else. Complacent, lazy, good for nothing, useless is what I like to call you. Useless. You're doing nothing to contribute to change. I hate passivity. I hate where they complain about everything inside, but then they don't do anything about it. They leave it up to us, the troublemakers, to do something. But what do we get? We're the ones that get made fun of. We're the ones who, get fired. We're the ones who get demoted. We're the ones who get laughed at. We're the ones who get bullied. We're the ones who get talked about. We're the ones who, get watched and micromanaged, because nobody wants that. But you know what? That's not me. And I'm not the one who's going to put up with that. I'm not. You can call me, excuse me for saying this, but you can call me a ball buster, but that's what I do. And you can call me a troublemaker, and you can call me anything you want. It's a welcome compliment. Thank you very much. I expect flowers and candy because I'm making it easier for the next guy. I'm making it easier for you. Those who are cowards. I'm actually helping you because I'm going to fight for you. I'm defending you. I'm actually defending you, whether you know it or not. So my rant is simple. And this is going long and I don't care. This podcast is supposed to be about all of these entrepreneurial things and management things and starting your own business and DIYs. And it's still going to be that way. But I think I'm going to have one day out of the week where I will put everybody on blast. And I'm going to call it something with the word blast because it was already taken. I looked online to see if anybody else was doing it. I thought, I wonder if anybody else is doing it. You remember that show from that Family Guy episode where Peter said, well, that grinds my gears. You know what I'm talking about? Starts complaining about everything that pisses him off. Okay, I'm going to have that. I don't know which day yet. Saturdays and Sundays are still going to be for leisure and DIYs. Monday through Fridays are still going to be business and entrepreneur and things like that. And motivational, inspirational, Monday Madness or something. Or too bad there's not a week that starts with a B. A weekday that starts with a B, so I could call it, B Blast, but Business Blast or something like that. So I'll figure it out, but I'll let you know. So today you can consider it, today's Wednesday, well, whatever. You can consider it Whiny Wednesday. I'm not whining though. I just thought of that. I don't think that's a good idea because I'm not a whiner, nor am I a complainer. I am an eye-opener, though, and maybe you should change the name of a complainer to an eye-opener. That's a good way to look at it. So you're an eye-opener. I have a lot more to say about this. There's a lot more to say. I've been through a lot this week that I wasn't happy with. I've been through a lot this past couple of years, actually, that I want to tackle all of that because I think it's very therapeutic to get it all out there. Not only do I help others, but I help myself because it cleanses me. I clear my cache of all of the held up, tensed up obstacles that prevent me from sleeping. So I don't need that. Hopefully you guys will pick up something positive from it. So, and that's it. I mean, as far as anything else, that's all I wanted to talk about. Really just focusing on that and being a troublemaker. And if you're a troublemaker, I would love for you to hear from you. I would love to hear, is it something that you don't want to get involved in because you feel like you don't want to lose your job maybe, or you don't want to lose family, friends or something, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you just don't want the attention. You don't want people looking at you, and you just figure if I stay out of it, I can become invisible like a ninja, and nobody will see me there. If I don't do anything, nobody will notice me. I can understand that. That's cool. I mean, if that's how you feel, but you really need to understand this. If I can please get you to understand this. If there's something that you don't like in your life, and there's something that somebody is maybe doing to you or treating you in a way that doesn't make you happy, you have to do something and you have to say something, because if you don't, it continues. I feel that it's very important to get everything out on the table. I feel it's very important to get your words out. It doesn't matter how. If you have to write it down on a piece of paper, for example, if there's something about your boss that you don't like, or the way he's doing something to you that you don't like, and you're afraid of him for whatever reason, or her, or you're intimidated for whatever reason. I don't know why you would be. It's another human being, but if that's how you feel, I get it. Write it down on a piece of paper, walk into the office, and read it. Say, there's something that I need to say. Can I talk to you? Or email him and say, there's something that I need to say. Can I please talk with you about it? And read it to them, But you might want to go through compliance in HR first. That would be my first thing. Go to compliance and then just get it out. Just do it. Because you know what? They're held liable too, okay? You're not the only one. They're also being watched. If you think you're being watched, they're being watched too. And they shouldn't get a free ride on a perfect record on your back. They shouldn't. If there's something about it that you don't like, then you should definitely make a complaint about it and have them all sit down in a nice little conference room and nice little mediation group, which I've done before plenty of times, and vocalize your grievance. If you don't vocalize your grievance, nothing will change. Nothing will change. And if this is the job that you like and this is where you want to be, then you need to do something. It's not going to magically go away because you bring them cookies one day. It's not going to magically go away because you give them a Christmas card or a birthday card, or you did something nice like what's his name? Like in the Office Space movie where Milton wants the cake. Okay, but I never really got a cake last time I went to the party. I never got the birthday. I never got a cake. Remember? And that redhead lady, the fat redhead lady, she was eating the cake. She was, now pass it around, Milton. Like, yeah, pass it around, right? And I was so angry. That part actually made me mad because I thought, shut up. Now pass it down, Milton. Everybody else needs to get a piece. Meanwhile, she got the last piece that should have gone to Milton. She should have had no cake. But she took the last one and didn't pass it down to Milton. See, I would have grabbed it out of her hand. That would have been me. But those kind of things piss me off because I hate when people get taken advantage of. I hate it when the underdog doesn't make it and deserves to. Those people, I don't like it when they win on the backs of someone who didn't deserve it. That's what infuriates me. I keep quiet. I don't share that part of me. But you better believe that I watch everything and I listen to everything. And I hear everything. And I push your buttons so I can figure out who you are. Why? Because I play chess. I play chess at home and I play chess in life. I need to get ahead. I need to watch who you are and what you're going to do. And I might act surprised, but I'm always ready. And that's really the way you have to do it. You have to do that life that way. And for some reason, a lot of my friends have never had that happen to them before. Everything that happens to me for some reason is something out of a movie. It's like, how the hell did that happen to you? It's not that it doesn't happen to everybody. It's that I react to it differently. I draw attention to it. I make it known to everybody. This is what happened to me. Because maybe there's other people, I'm sure, but they don't say anything. So they put their heads in the sand and they pretend like it's not there. And this is the same thing that you do when you have a shitty marriage and you're in your marriage and you put your head in the sand and you pretend you're in denial that nothing's going on. Oh, no, he would never do that to me. When he is, okay, surprise. But you know what? You're not doing anything about it. You don't do anything about it because you don't want to know, because you think it's going to go away, because you think things are going to be fixed if you don't talk about it. You don't say anything. Oh, things will get better. It's time to be honest. I have a lot of information that I threw at you. I'm sorry, but I just needed to get it all out there because it's been one of those weeks and a lot of things have prevented me and a lot of things have gotten in my way and I refuse to let it happen. I'm not going to be pushed around and I'm not going to allow anybody to get away with it. You may push me, but you're not getting away with it. I promise you that. So I know that I sound angry. It's because I am. I hope that I didn't freak you out right now, but there's a positive and a negative side to everybody. I could be happy all the time. I could be angry all the time. I'm a real jerk when it comes down to it. I mean, I can be, but I defend myself because nobody's going to defend me. I am my own attorney. I know how to articulate myself when I need to, and if worse comes to worse, then you do hire an attorney. But for now, this is me. There's nothing wrong with being a troublemaker. There's nothing wrong with being a whistleblower. There's nothing wrong with that. You're going to have to stand up for yourself and defend yourself. Don't let people take advantage of you. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Give yourself some goddamn value, for God's sake. You're a beautiful person. And me believing in God like I do, know that you got to be really strong if you get a lot of crap thrown at you all the time, because you keep getting up. You keep getting up. That's a great thing. You keep getting up because you're strong, because you can handle it. That's why. And why are you strong? You've got something to offer the world. You've got something to offer people. You have something to offer listeners. So start today. Even if you have to start with your phone. You want to be a podcaster? Share your story. Share your life. Somebody is going to benefit from it, I promise. Somebody will listen. Somebody will say, oh my God, she's so right about that. That hits home. That's perfect. I'm going to do that. Okay? Talk to you all guys soon. And ciao.